proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station.
Now, Frank Andrews, Marisa Burt, meteorologist Paul Hefner, and Jay Christopher's sports. This is Newswatch 16 this morning.
It is cold outside. You need a hat just like Paul's and a nice down-filled jacket like that. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Frank, and good morning, everyone. Indeed, it is a very, very cold morning, and the wind is still blowing at 15 miles per hour, which means that the wind chill temperature this morning ranges between -20 and -40. So definitely you don't want to be out too long in that kind of weather without wearing some good protective clothing. We have some flurries still left over. The temperature in the backyard looks like this. 11 degrees above zero. Weather watcher temperatures are a bit colder. In Tobyhanna, it's 0 degrees this morning. Dewshore, 4 degrees. And Richard Hall and his elementary school kids in Bloxburg report 5 degrees above zero. Now, the humidity is around 66%. We have northwest winds at 15 miles per hour. The barometer stands at 30.53 inches, and it's still rising as more of that cold air rushes in. Sunrise at 7:28, and sunset will be at 4:51. It's a very, very cold morning in the East Coast, off to a cold start. Temperatures range from the single digits up along the coast of Maine, 6 degrees in Portland, -23 in Watertown, New York this morning. Teens here down through Harrisburg, 16 in New York City. Look, a very frigid 15 degrees over in Washington. And our weather for tonight is coming from the Midwest. It's about 5 degrees in Columbus, 9 degrees in Huntington, 1 degree in Detroit. So we'll see temperatures tonight that will once again be in the single digits throughout most of northeastern Pennsylvania. Satellite picture shows that there are still a few flurries coming down from the northwest off the Great Lakes. You can see them in Buffalo, Syracuse, even a couple here in the backyard. Those will be diminishing during the daytime as the high-pressure system moves, and I expect to see lots of this sunshine in here for the afternoon. But it's not a sunny afternoon from Florida down through Texas. Lots of rain from the coast of Florida to where they have some winter storm warnings in effect down across the hilly terrain of Texas for a mixture of sleet, freezing rain, and snow. Temperatures in the panhandle of Texas right now, believe it or not, are in the teens, just like they are here. So they have some exceptional weather down there. Also exceptional weather across Southern California, where the Santa Ana winds are roaring in from the east, and they're blowing at 100 miles per hour in Riverside, California. Weather map for the afternoon will show high pressure that'll be continuing to move to the east. Another cold day, 20 here, but as I see, the southwest wind will be developing later on tonight, and that means that temperatures tomorrow should be moderating up close to 30 degrees, not quite 40 yet, but we'll see temperatures getting up into the 30s, and then some showers perhaps with that cold front as it comes across on Friday. Look at the forecast for today. It will be cold sunshine. Eagles Mirror is 2,000 feet up in elevation. They'll see 16 degrees for a high, 18 over in Sylvania. You can see that most of the viewing area today will be in the teens. Dalton 17, Tannersville 19, a little bit warmer in Glen Iron, where they should see 21 with northwest winds diminishing to 10 miles per hour. Sunshine today, 20 for a high. Another cold night tonight, dropping down to 7 degrees above zero. Now we'll see more sunshine for tomorrow, but with that southwest wind coming up, we'll see temperatures popping into the upper 20s. A shower or snow flurry on Friday with readings. It'll feel like a heat wave, 36 degrees, but getting a little bit colder once again on Saturday. So, Frank, definitely it's a morning to bundle up.
I guess it certainly is. Thank you very much, Paul. In national and international news this morning, President Reagan is calling for tough economic sanctions against Libya today. And he's telling all Americans working in Libya to come home. It's part of his move to retaliate against Libya because the State Department says it has backed terrorism around the world. Now, the president made his statements last night in a nationally televised news conference. Here's ABC's Sheila Cast.
President Reagan mixed the new sanctions with jaunty rhetoric when he was asked whether he's worried about Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi's threats to send hit squads to the U.S.
Well, I wish he was planning to do that himself. I'd be happy to welcome him. But, no, how can you not take seriously a man that has proven that he is as irrational as he is and things of this kind? I find he's not only a barbarian, but he's flaky.
Earlier, the president had signed an order ending all economic ties with Libya on February 1st. No new bank loans to Libya. U.S. companies must stop doing business there. No exports or imports between the U.S. and Libya or through other countries. And the 1,500 or so U.S. citizens in Libya must leave. These are more stringent than the sanctions the U.S. put in place 4 years ago. But unless Western Europe joins in, even these steps are not likely to have a deep, long-term impact on the Libyan economy. The president called on other nations to help isolate Gaddafi as a pariah. And Mr. Reagan seems sensitive to charges that his rhetoric on terrorism has been tougher than his actions.
I know it appears that we sit here and are not doing anything. I'd like to tell you something that we have done. We have actually recorded in the last year and know that we have aborted 126 terrorist missions.
And Mr. Reagan hinted that he has still not ruled out military action.
If these steps do not end Gaddafi's terrorism, I promise you that further steps will be taken.
Sheila Cast, ABC News, the White House.
And Newswatch 16 this morning continues in a moment.
T-minus 20 seconds and counting. Airman ignition device. Cycling heat. T-minus 15 seconds. Combustion chamber. Secondary heat exchanger. T-minus 10 seconds. Asterisk reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2. We have ignition.
This winter, you too will be able to take off a surprising amount from your annual gas bill, thanks to a reduction in natural gas rates made possible by Pennsylvania Gas and Water Company.
Less is more, less is best when your body says more. Say less, only 40 calories in every full slice, but the really great taste never goes to your waist. More taste, less bread, but say yes to less, 'cause when your body says more, say less.
Picket lines are still up this morning at the C.A. Reed paper plants in Williamsport. Unionized paper workers there hit the picket lines 3 weeks ago. Now, C.A. Reed makes paper products. The workers say they've been locked out of the plant, but they say they are willing to go back to work under terms of their old contract.
Hold out much longer personally? Oh, yeah, personally. For half the hay seniority means, oh, I got 41 years down here, and I'm not going to lose that for nobody. And I'll hold out as long as I have to.
A federal mediator has been called in to try and end the strike, but no progress is being reported in the C.A. Reed strike in Williamsport. Well, Jay Christopher is up next on Newswatch 16 this morning with the Sports Watch. And the Lady Royals of the U of S trying to start a winning streak again. Details of their game last night and the electric scoreboard when Newswatch 16 this morning returns. It's about 10:30 before 7.
Mr. Donor recruits, Chad Hut! So, you think you're pretty wonderful, don't you? Yeah. Think you're looking good and tasting fresh. Well, let me tell you something. I've been watching you pretty closely lately, and I'll tell you what I think. I think you deserve a promotion. So here's the promotion.
Hey, between now and January 31st, every time you buy a dozen of Mr. Donut donuts, you get a 50-cent coupon good on your next visit to any participating Mr. Donut.
Since 1896, Kaplan Furniture of Scranton has been delivering quality furniture into northeastern Pennsylvania's homes. Kaplan still stands out as a star above the rest. All this construction activity means something spectacular is on the way. A fabulous new Thomasville furniture showroom, the first of its kind in the region. Meanwhile, we're having a store-wide remodeling sale. Living room, bedroom, dining room furniture, recliners, accessories, everything drastically reduced. Kaplan Furniture Company of Scranton, a star above the rest.
Good morning, everyone. 8.5 minutes before 7. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning, Frank. Good morning, everybody. Boston College pulled an overtime upset in college basketball overnight. The Eagles, with 29 points from Roger McCready, edged 10th-rated St. John's 79-77. Now, the loss was the first in 13 games for the Redmen. St. John's led at the break 35-34. The second half was close. Here's St. John's Willie Glass with a fast break and the bucket. The game ended tied. Excuse me. Dana Barrow's jumper helped the Boston College cause. In overtime, Roger McCready assured Boston College of the upset win with that bucket. Later, McCready scored again and was fouled. The Redmen couldn't overcome the deficit as Boston College held on to win the game and upset 79-77. On the electric scoreboard, as I mentioned, Boston College in an upset win over 10th-rated St. John's. In the only other top 20 game, overnight 16th-rated Notre Dame defeated Providence 78-72. At the Long Center in Scranton, the Lady Royals of the University of Scranton drilled Christopher Newport College 65-49. Una Espencotter led the way for the Lady Royals with 17 points while hauling down 14 boards. Game action. Newport's Elisa Fox gets the feed and drives the lane for this two-pointer momentarily. as you'll see. There she goes, and up the glass and in. Then the Royals answer that bucket. Michelle Lenhoff pops one from the corner here. Good for two. And here's the game's leading scorer, Una Espen-Carter. She'll get the feed and sets and fires for 2 for 17 on that jumper. The Royal Shelley Rich joins the scoring parade from the corner. Outside, actually, top of the key. She had 8 points. Ritz again. She burned the scoreboard on another score here as the Lady Royals roll to a 65-49 victory over Christopher Newport College. In boys high school basketball overnight, Panther Valley powered by Blue Mountain 61-49 in a key Schuylkill League matchup. Blue Mountain burned the scoreboard first as we watch the teams come out for the first period of action. But we'll be watching Blue Mountain's Josh Beaver. A nifty shot in, a little muscle, a little glass, and 2. Okay, Panther Valley comes back with an outside jumper by Gary Carnish there. Then a fast break. Bob Green on the express throws up this impossible shot. Hits for Blue Mountain. But Panther Valley strikes back. Ken Zinski for 2 on this jumper. Panther Valley goes on to win it 61-49. In the NBA, the Detroit Pistons rode the big game from Isaiah Thomas to a long-awaited victory last night. The All-Star guard scored 39 points, including a dozen in the final period, as Detroit shaded Boston 113-109. With the Celtics leading by 9, Thomas strikes for the Pistons here. He hits a three-pointer to bring the Pistons to within 4, 95-91. Later, his drive put Detroit in front by a couple at 104-102. Now you'll be watching a strange play coming up with only seconds left to play. Larry Bird hits for the baseline jumper. The shot would have tied the game at 111, but Kevin McHale was hit with an offensive foul. The basket was disallowed, and the Pistons win it 113-109. On the electric scoreboard, New York defeats Indiana 93-85. Atlanta topped the Clippers 117-103. Detroit upset Boston 113-109. New Jersey clipped Chicago 110-105. Milwaukee beat on Cleveland 110-101. Houston defeated Golden State 124-115. Denver drilled Dallas 132-110, and Seattle outlasted Utah 91-84. On the ice overnight, Quebec beat St. Louis 7-4. Washington nipped Detroit 4-3. Minnesota beat on the Islanders 3-2. Vancouver and Winnipeg kissed each other at 2, and Hartford embarrassed Calgary 9-1. And the fishing game forecast for northeastern and central Pennsylvania. We're looking at some good times around 11:30 or 5:30 this afternoon. If you're a midnight person, try that, though it's not guaranteed, Frank.
Busy night of sports. Thanks a lot, Jay. Newswatch 16 this morning continues in a moment. More on our top stories, the latest on the frosty Weather Watch forecast. But first, here's a look at last night's lottery numbers in case you'd like to check again. The daily number was 559, and the big 4 number, 8875. Coming up on 4 minutes before 7, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Ray Boom Boom Mancini. If you know anything about children, you know that every child is a fighter and a winner. You can help keep that fighting spirit alive by volunteering to be a big brother or a big sister. Take some time to show a kid the ropes. It'll be worth it for you and for them. In Luzerne County, call 824-5766 or 455-6742. Tell them Ray Boom Boom Mancini sent you.
And today's forecast calls for more freezing rain and snow.
Uh-oh, better get the Quick Joe.
With winter comes the danger of slippery sidewalks and roads.
Uh-oh, better get the Quick Joe.
Quick Joe Ice Melt works 24 times as fast as rock salt and leaves no messy residue. Carry Quick Joe Ice Melt in your car when you need extra traction.
Uh-oh, you better get the Quick Joe.
Don't get stuck without Quick Joe Ice Melt.
Available at most department, grocery, or hardware stores.
Here's Paul Hefner with more on the forecast. Morning, Paul.
Frank, you know it's a cold morning when our cameraman Harry has his heavy coat on inside the studio.
Yeah.
Here's a look at the Weather Watch forecast right now. Temperatures stand near 0 to 10 above, and looking at the forecast for today, calling for lots of sunshine, the high temperature approaching 20 degrees. Another cold one for tonight. Low temperatures ranging between -5 up north, about 7 degrees above 0 here. It'll be warmer. Sunshine tomorrow, 29 for a high. So things will warm up.
Indeed. Thank you very much. And we'll be back at 25 minutes after 7. We will have another live report from Marisa Burke in Schuylkill County on that fire at that restaurant on Route 61. We'll also have more on the Weather Watch forecast and sports. Good Morning America's next. Have a good day, everyone.